Ron in Denver. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Great, Steve. A different situation. I just heard a good rumor that Amazon might buy out U.S. AutoParts. It's PRTS.
Okay.
And I was thinking, well, if they did that, AutoZone, AZO, or O'Reilly, OReilly would be a good put play. And I just wondered, looking at the chart of AutoZone or OReilly, which one would look best?
Which one would you like to look at?
In about 60 days.
Sure. Which one would you like to look at, AutoZone or O'Reilly?
OReilly, I think, could be.
OReilly, okay. So let's go take a look at O'Reilly Automotive, OReilly. Let's get a feel for what it's doing, how it's trading. And if we take a look at O'Reilly, let me see here. Give me a second just to try to kind of load a couple of things up if I can for you, just so we can do a good evaluation of the equity out here. It does look to me like this wants lower price. Now, let me pull over this chart first to take a look at it. And that is O'Reilly Automotive on the chart that we're looking at, made a top similar to the S&P 500. Only this top was made on January 25th. That's the actual high. And whether we do, an A to B equals CD to the downside, and we're going to go look at the weekly chart, but here's what I can share with you thus far, that this is a falling price oscillator below zero. It did the typical test back here on February 27th, so it's not surprising that this has continued to pull back. Today's move, taking out the low of April 13th, recycles our count, so we're no longer at a seventh wave move. We're at something different than that. That's something different, I would say. Give me a second here to double up on these counts. Takes us into takes us into wave number 6, potentially. There is a big breakout session that I see, a big candle that's on the day of October 26th. Now, I don't have any volume or any metrics or anything like this, but it looks like to me that's where it is headed to. I'm just going to change this here, Ron, just to a weekly time frame. Let me just see if there's anything out here that pops up. And the weekly time frame takes me to the week of December 1st as being a potential level of support out here. So let me go back to the other area. Now, that date of, by the way, the low from December 1st is only down about the 214 level out here. Let's try to study it from a daily perspective first and take a look at that wide-ranging bar and see what kind of breakout there was here. So this is clearly, or appears to be clearly, where this equity is headed to. And that is the trading day of October 26. And it could be the high, 215.82. Could be the low, 190. So that's what I would use if I were you as a price target for O'Reilly Automotive if you're going to go ahead and take that type of a trade.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Let me see the weekly, see if there's anything that pops out to you and I on the weekly. And here's the deal with the weekly now. So the weekly might say, sit tight. The week of July 3rd, 2017 is a big volume day. It's not the actual swing point, but the top of that session at 220.89 is something you'd really like to see price trade into. And right now it hasn't gotten down there. But it's very possible that all price is going to do is just test that level out here. There were 6 million shares on a weekly basis for November 27th, 2017. And you're only at 3 million shares. So you're coming into this little sign of strength area with some lighter volume out here. So, is the weekly the one that's telling us the story, Ron, or is it the daily that's telling us the story? And I know you'd like me to be able to answer that question for you.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I think I'm gonna wait and see if there's a little bounce, and maybe if it can bounce back into that 235, 240 range, then maybe buy a put on that.
I like that better because what we like to see, and when I pose that question to you, I'm really posing it to myself, is you'd like to see the weekly chart you'd like to see the weekly chart not get in the way of what we just looked at on a daily basis. And, I'd like to see confirming signals out here. And I just don't see it in O'Reilly. But maybe, let's say, what was the other one? Advanced Auto Parts?
AZO.
AZO. AutoZone. Okay, AutoZone.
AutoZone.
Yeah, so just for the just for the heck of it, what is AutoZone doing? So AutoZone is also moving into a little bit of a sign of strength from October 26, and that's the range from 560.82 to 596, and you're at 597 right now. And the volume there was 1.4 million shares. You only had 169,000 shares. You know, so I like the idea of sitting tight, because even the chart of AutoZone says that's what you should do at this stage of the game. Doesn't mean it's not going to head lower, but you're just pulling back with light volume at this stage.
And the little one PRTS is only a $2 deal. I don't know. It may not be a bad speculation.
What's the ticker symbol?
It's out U.S. AutoParts. That's the one that I'm hearing AutoZone. Amazon's going to buy out. PRTS.
Yeah. So PRTS, let's just to see what its stock chart really looks like out here. PRTS. I'm just looking at my other charting package to see if that formed any kind of a bottom out here of any significance. There's nothing that I see on it at this stage. You know, what you'd like to see is some type of clear bottoming signal, and I don't really have that from a pattern standpoint out here.
Okay.
I would say I would feel better saying take a long position if this thing closed above $2.20. If it gets above 220, then you could see 264. Buyout or no buyout, you know, that would be what I would share with you. And you know,
that way you don't tie up your money. It's breaking out. Okay.
Yeah. But at this stage, it's really just kind of bounced into resistance at the 220 level. Didn't actually hit that today. So far, the high today, I believe, is 219. That's close enough for me. 1 penny away from resistance.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks for calling. That was Ron in Denver.